Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July, moving into early August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leos in their birthday season, might I add. I hope you're all doing fabulous. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got here for the Leos? Late July into early August. What energies, messages, and insights can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo. Late July, early August, what's happening? And while we get this card out, again, I just want to wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you, because it's your birthday season, whether it's just passed, whether it's coming up. I really hope you have a great one. Okay, what do we have here for my Leos? Thank you. All right. Lots of beautiful creative energy here. There could be something that's building up. I don't know why that's coming through here, because I'm getting like little intuitive pings with this card, because normally this reminds me of water sign energy, but to me it's like, oh, something's building up, something you've been working on, or something's in the ether. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. So when we look at this image here, we have this lovely lady with the stylish hairdo. She is in front of a sewing machine with that golden thread. There's also a rainbow coming out of here. So now is a great time for manifesting and creating. First and foremost, that's what I want to say, because to me, if you're not physically like expressing yourself, doing art or creative projects, you might want to. That's a big thing here, even if it's like expressing yourself musically, because this is very water sign imaginative type of energy. So again, maybe your mind's going a little bit, maybe you got a lot of things on your mind and you need some sort of release. But again, on the intuitive sense, when I see this card, which is generally positive, I feel like something's building up in the ether. Okay, so just know maybe something is going to come to the surface. Hopefully it's a very good thing with this card, but I want to see if that starts to show within the reading itself. So we're just going to put her down here. Again, great energy around manifesting and creating and putting things into action. That's kind of what we're getting here. So let's get into tarot now. And I always say this first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. Just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up here one time for my lovely Leos, my guides and spirit team. What do we got going on for my good friends? And yeah, while we get this all shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Surprising Talk. So just know that this energy could still bleed over for a couple of weeks, where you might be having some conversations that you weren't expecting to, where people might be reaching out. Again, it is your birthday season, so a lot of times that'll bring people in, but energetically it just felt very magnetic. Okay, so whether it's topics you weren't expecting to talk about, or people, that could still persist. But we're going to see what energy shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Leo collective. What's happening? What do we got for the lions and lionesses out there? Thank you. Okay, 3 of Swords. Wasn't expecting that, but we'll roll with it. Again, this doesn't have to be anything like super major. All really depends on what comes out around it. But that could be a little uncomfortable. Let's get a couple more. It's kind of like how it's like presenting itself to me. It's like, it's a little uncomfortable. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands. Good, better. We're going to keep it moving here, though. So we do have that fire-air combination on the front end. That is something Leos could deal with for sure. Lots of action-oriented energy here in the front. Let's get one more. Thank you. And we got the Emperor, yeah. So I do feel for a lot of you, there could be a situation where you might just need to hear, like, you got this, Leo, you got this under control. And we will talk about it with that Emperor right there on the back end. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, this could be an elemental mix that a lot of you could be very comfortable in. Again, because on the back end, we have a double down of this fire energy with the Ace of Wands and the Emperor. We have some air in the mixture as well, which is explosive. Now, this could be great for taking action, making moves, making things happen. but at the same time, it could be a little unpredictable, right? Like, especially with these two here in the front end, it's like, okay, well, what's going to happen, or where'd that come from? Makes total sense to me. But again, I feel like whatever it is that's going to show up here, it's like, you got this. You got this under control, or someone does at the very least. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we have the Three of Swords, one of the most classic images in the tarot deck, right? I'm sure we've all seen it on shirts and posters and keychains, you name it. It's a cool image, but the meaning behind it is a little bit rough with the three swords cutting through the heart. Now, I always say this is on a spectrum. It could just be something that's a little uncomfortable, like I said, or just a little bit of tension. It could be someone that's a little gloomy or just a little stressed out. It's a high-strung type of energy, but it can also run the gamut to someone being like fully heartbroken. It could represent pain. Okay. In the positive sense, this is a fast-moving energy. This is far from permanent, but the way it's all going to mix in, whether this is a problem or a situation we're going to look at further, it's here. Like one way or another, it's here. So again, it doesn't have to be life-altering or anything like that, but I mean, for some of you, it very well could be. We're not going to walk down that road, especially with what I have coming up right next to it. So again, we're talking about a little bit of pain, but the positive of it is that whether that's you or somebody else, it's energy that could be moved through rather quickly. It's not stuck in place. Moving to the center, this is where we get that combination, that spark plug starting to happen. We have the beautiful Ace of Wands. Now, I always say every single ace in the tarot deck is about offers and opportunity. It represents new. So whether it's new situations we're getting into or things that are kind of plopped in our lap, this is generally a really positive energy. The Ace of Wands, again, very fiery. Okay, so whether this is something unpredictable or surprising, we'll just have to see with all the explosive energy we're already starting to pick up. But I like it. Again, whether this is something that's out of control or someone making moves to make something better, because that's something I'm getting here. There is like a striving or wanting for improvement. I don't want to get too intuitive just yet, but the Ace of Wands is nice. It's nice internal combustion. Now, I want all of you in this time, especially with this card out here, to just make sure you're not wasting your energy on things. Make sure you're pacing yourself. If you're feeling a little run down or tired, make sure you're getting proper rest, because this could speak about your energy levels for sure. But again, the rough side of the Ace of Wands, it could be unpredictable, it could be angry, it could just be a little out of hand. So we'll see what's up. But again, as a fellow fire sign, I know we could roll with this energy. So we're just going to put this down here. It could just be action. Now, moving to the back end, this is why I'm so confident in the reading as a whole. We have the Emperor. Now, as far as zodiac signs go, this is the one that's connected to Aries. But one thing I will say is there's a lot of similarities between Aries and Leo. There really is. They're both fellow fire signs. Both are action-oriented. So to me, when I see this, it's the King of Kings, right? That's who the Emperor is. So when I see it presiding over all this stuff, for a lot of you, whether you know or whether you don't, it's like, all right, you got this under control, because a big aspect of the Emperor is just that, control. In its positive sense, it's like, yeah, I got this. I'm calling the shots. I'm going to decide how this goes. Now, in the negative sense, this could be someone that's a bit of a micromanager. Okay, this isn't talking about you. It could be someone that's a little too controlling. The Emperor could also speak about authority figures. So in this time, there could be something dealing with your relationship to authority and authority figures in general. But we'll want to see how this all plays out. As far as it goes elementally, I think you'll be okay with whatever situations pop up. But I really want to dive deeper on all of it, though, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Pardon me. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Three of Swords. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is over here. If you have any messages coming through that you want to give to the Leo Collective, you could drop it right down in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Three of Swords, what's happening? Why is it here? Why is it in the mix? Thank you. Eight of Cups. Interesting. So we are still in the realm of someone making moves, taking actions. So for a portion of you, I feel this really manifesting in one of two different ways. For a portion of you, there could be something where you might be considering giving up on it or walking away from it, where it's like, okay, is this really serving me? That could be a big thing for some of you. But if that's not the case, that problem solving energy I was picking up in the beginning as well with this Eight of Cups, it's like, okay, well, this isn't working. Let's find an alternate route. Or like, all right, well, that didn't work out. We need to find a different way to make it work. So I feel like it's one or the other. If there is something you are very committed to, you could probably find a way to fix a problem or a situation of some sort. But if that's not the case, it's like someone, if not you, someone else might be saying, I'm going to throw my hands up here. It's like, I don't know what else I could do. It's like giving me that kind of energy. So watch out in this time. There might be certain situations or even people that you're getting a little fed up. But again, if this is an energy that you're very committed to, I could see a lot of you saying, let's find an alternate route or let's make this work a different way. Big vibe. Now, one thing I will say about the Eight of Cups, not always walking away from something. To me, it's just a card of action. And when I see it, it's like, yeah, the best is yet to come. So just know if you are in a painful situation or something's bothering you or it's like on your mind, just take that little credo, like the best is yet to come or there's better days ahead. Like, so it's also like a little bit of a shot in the arm. I like it. So we're going to keep moving. I feel like it's one or the other. So, I mean, there could be something you're getting fed up with or a situation. So let's see why that Ace of Wands is here. Why is that Ace of Wands in the mix? Thank you. Very, very fast, explosive action or change here. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful, beautiful twist. Okay, so for some of you, whether this is like a twist of fate or something, it just changes drastically. And it's kind of getting me excited here. I saw a very similar thing in the Aries reading as well. And now it's showing up for you. But yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, one of the best cards. It's a 4-leaf clover, right? Like to me, you don't get much better than the wheel. So when I see it underneath this Ace of Wands, it's like, okay, you got something really, really good coming in. Now, for a portion of you, this is a karmic card. For a few weeks, I have been seeing little hints of karmic energy in the Leo readings, which makes sense around your birthday time. So just know there could be a situation where there's a little bit of a twist of fate or a situation that can change explosively or quick or suddenly. That's what I'm picking up here because the wheel is always spinning very quickly. So with this Ace of Wands, the card of new beginnings, combined with this wheel and the fire-air combination we've been picking up, it's like, okay, well, yeah, that wasn't working, but this situation is about to really change in a big way. So just know there could be various things, whether it's connections with people, whether it's work situations, you name it, there could be something that's really building up for a fast shift. And I just want to bring your attention back to what I was saying very early in the beginning with this card that to me felt like something's building up, something is building up. So just take that, incorporate it however you will. I really like this Wheel of Fortune. So again, whether this is explosive action or change, this is a change for the better. Okay, and it's a universal karmic energy, which is nice. So let's keep moving. And I guess it really depends on what you're going through, whether it is something you're getting fed up on or something that you feel like you could fix or make it work. I feel like either way, there's a positive outcome here. Okay, it's like you can't lose, which rarely in life does that happen. Let's keep moving over to the Emperor. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Emperor here? For my lovely Leos, please. Quick, super quick. Okay. The Five of Cups in the upright. Okay, this is a little bit of a lingering energy. Now, I will say this. There could be somebody that is really trying their best to keep a handle on themselves, a handle on their emotions, to try to stay as even keel as possible. And that's usually a really good thing. But if you have been going through anything recently and you've had these feelings that have been building up, it could be very important for you to find some sort of method to process it or release it in one way or another. Now, the Five of Cups and the Emperor, for a portion of you, watch out with your personal relationship with authority figures of any kind in this time. That's one thing I will say. But I also get somebody trying to keep themselves even keeled because the Five of Cups is the River of Tears. It's a little gloomy, right? This person is all dressed up in black. They're not super happy. But again, it's not the end of the road. And I've been saying that since the very beginning here. It's like not the end of the road. This isn't Ten of Swords energy. It's like a rough patch. So just know for a lot of you, you might just be experiencing a little bit of a rough patch, but you got this. Like this is a good energy. Whatever I'm picking up here, there's not a strong permanence to it. And that's something I'm really liking. about this. But if that's not you, this could just be someone you're connected to where like emotionally and how they're trying to show themselves and present themselves, it's like, all right, I'm going to keep this under control. I'm going to keep it even keeled. I'm not going to make a big reaction. To me, it's like somebody trying to keep their reactions in check, even though we have all this explosive energy in the center. For a portion of you, again, regardless of what's happening, the good, bad, in between, I feel like you have a good handle on it. So let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. Very intriguing mixture of energy this week, Leo. So if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we have the Three of Swords with the Eight of Cups. That presented in two main ways, one or the other. There could be something where you might be getting a little fed up, where it's like, I can't quite do this anymore, or do I even want to do something anymore? Now, if there is something that you are very committed to, when I see the Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups, it's like, okay, well, this isn't quite working. I need to find a different way or a way to make it work. There's a big problem-solving energy here. Now, moving to the center is where we really pick up some business, because we have the Ace of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So again, for some of you, there could be a twist of fate that you've recently experienced or you're about to, but again, it feels good in the end, even if there's a little unsure energy around. These are very fast moving. So whether it's new cycles, offers, opportunities, I've been saying that something's building up. So whether this is explosive action being taken where it's like, okay, it's hit a certain point, now I got to do something, or it's change. Like for some of you, it could be very explosive, change based, quick. Onto the back end, we have the Emperor and the Five of Cups. For a portion of you, watch out with your relationship to any authority figure in this time, because you might bump heads. But aside from that, I feel like this is someone trying very hard to keep their reactions in check, their emotions in check. They're trying to present strength. That's what I'm picking up. But again, I'm also getting the vibe of a rough patch. Okay, so there's no permanence here, just a rough patch. Please take a screenshot of that if you'd like. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. Let's get a good shuffle here. What do we have in the shadows for lovely Leo, please? Guides and Spirit team. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. Let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this shadow card out here for my birthday boys and gals. What do we have for Leo? Thank you. And the Emperor, again, even in the shadows. So this energy is holding in strong. I'm shocked by this, actually, because I was expecting something totally different. So again, Leo, if you are connected to an Aries, this could be their energy still lingering or still connected in one way or another, still affecting a situation. But again, that little warning I gave you about authority figures. Watch out for it. Your relationship, how you react, whether it's you being a person of authority or somebody else. For some reason, authority is really in question. But again, all the themes and archetypes that we were talking about with this Emperor having things under control, the King of Kings type of energy. And I feel like, obviously, speaking to Leos, this is an energy you are comfortable with, right? Like you like to feel in control of a situation in whatever way it shows up. And I think you are. I do. But if you're cross-watching for a Leo, just know that they could be quite confident in this time in their stance with things. Like that's just what I'm picking up here with the Emperor in the shadows. It's like I'm confident in my stance, or I'm confident in my ability. So do with that what you will, my friends. We're just going to put that Emperor down right there. And yeah, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The link is down below. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of another one of my favorite decks, the Wizard's Tarot. Absolutely beautiful and works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, since I have the travel bug lately, let me know down in the comments what is the most beautiful place you visited in person. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.